WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. Winona police make an arrest after a shooting leaves 2 people injured.
Our Riley Livingston talked to investigators about the incident. She joins us in the studio with more on what happened. Riley?
Imagine this, friends hanging out, enjoying a cookout. Then someone shows up and starts firing a gun. According to investigators, that's exactly what happened last night in Winona. What started out as an evening of hanging out with friends turned into a nightmare. Just after 7 on Academy Street, the atmosphere changed. Shots were fired and police called.
When they arrived on scene, there was actually nobody there, no victims or anything. They were there for about 30 seconds, and that's when they received a second call stating that a shooting victim had arrived at the emergency room at Tyler Holmes Hospital. So of course they go up there, and that's when we began our investigation.
That investigation led officers to 28-year-old Eddie Green. He's now accused of shooting 2 people. One victim was treated and released from Tyler Holmes Memorial Hospital. The other was flown to Jackson.
It appeared the one that was flown to Jackson that he was shot in the back, just to the right side of his left shoulder.
Chief Investigator Dan Harrod says the accused shooter and at least one of the victims know each other.
In the past, there have been some issues between them.
Eddie Green is charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault. According to Harrod, they aren't expecting any more arrests to be made, but they are continuing to investigate.
We're still trying to gather details on what led to the shooting. We're still talking to a couple people that, were involved with both sides, and we have gathered some evidence, of course, that we retrieved from the crime scene, and we'll just await results from the crime lab and see which way that leads us.
Green is being held on a $500,000 bond.
Columbus police are investigating 2 Thursday night shootings. The first was just after 8 last night. Police were called to 15th Avenue and 22nd Street North. Investigators found multiple shell casings. Police interviewed witnesses and searched the area. Fred Shelton says they're still trying to determine exactly who fired the gunshots and why. Officers are looking into another incident. A shots fired call came from the Country Air Apartments on North Lindbergh Road. No one was injured there either. No arrests have been made. 30 officers from across North Mississippi will soon get a potentially life-saving piece of equipment at no cost to themselves or taxpayers.
As Allie Martin shows us, the officers will get custom-made bulletproof vests, and it's all thanks to a group of wives of warriors.
For years, Baldwin Police Department Corporal Nicola Ward has worn a bulletproof vest made for men.
Right there. Now you're right.
But soon she will have a custom-made vest of her own.
Really anxious about that. They more comfortable. If they're comfortable, you'll be more apt to wear it if it fits properly.
Corporal Ward is one of 30 law officers being fitted for custom-made bulletproof vests. Each Kevlar vest cost about $600. With limited resources, some smaller departments simply can't afford the gear. But that's where a group called Wives of Warriors steps in. The organization is made up of the wives of police officers, and every year they hold a 5K called Blessed Are the Peacemakers. Proceeds from the event pay for the vests.
These officers put their life on the line so that we can be safe in our homes while we sleep. They're out there. While we're at work, they're keeping us safe. And so we want to keep them safe. We want them to go home to their families at the end of their shifts.
While 400 people took part in the most recent Blessed Are the Peacemakers 5K, there wasn't quite enough money to meet all the requests for body armor. Rushing is hoping to get even more participants and sponsors for the upcoming run to help ensure that no officer is without the potentially life-saving vest.
It's always a great and memorable and wonderful day just to let the law enforcement know that you appreciate what they do, you're supporting them, you're behind them, and the funds go to keep them safe, so it's a double benefit.
Registration is open for the Blessed Are the Peacemakers 5K. That event takes place September 28th in Fair Park. In Tupelo, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
And for information on how to register for the event, you can go to racesonline.com and look for Blessed Are the Peacemakers 5K.
Fifth graders across Winston County take a pledge to keep drugs out of their lives and make responsible decisions. 275 students graduated from the D.A.R.E program today. Each school in the county participated in the drug and alcohol prevention program. Over the course of the semester, officers from the Louisville Police Department teach the classes and cover topics like stress, bullying, the effects of drugs, and consequences of risky behavior. Former Mississippi State football player Grant Harris was the guest speaker. Time to turn things over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson, who joins us with a first look at our forecast. Keith?
Joey, right now we have overcast conditions across our area. Temperatures on the cooler side in the 60s, low and mid 60s across our region right now. We're watching a batch of showers and thunder showers down here near Jackson. That is lifting to the northeast, so it looks like that will fill in a little bit, and we'll keep that chance of rain going as we get into the evening and overnight hours here. So still a chance for a little bit of rain as we go through the course of the night. Lows upper 50s, low 60s. Tomorrow should be a little bit warmer, back into the 70s. Not a washout, but by tomorrow night there could be some severe weather around. More on that system in just a few minutes.
Monroe County residents will be able to use that school district storm shelters if severe weather hits this weekend. The Monroe County School District will open domes in Smithville, Hamilton, and Hatley. Also shelters in Becker and one near the Monroe County Airport. Superintendent Scott Cantrell says his office makes the buildings available for the public whenever the need arises.
I was at the one in Hatley back about a month ago. We had over 125 people there that night, so really good, and an unfortunate situation where people had to come, but a fortunate situation in they had somewhere to go.
Those storm shelters in Monroe County were built after the devastating tornadoes of 2011.
Thanks to some state funding, downtown Winona could soon have a new look. Plans are in the works to build a clock tower in the middle of downtown. State Senator Lydia Chassenal has been working with the city to raise money for the project. During the legislative session, the state agreed to help out. Now everyone is waiting for the city is waiting for the funds to come in. The tower will use the old courthouse clock together to tie in the old and the new.
It's going to be pretty tall. It'll be tall enough for a big transport truck to drive under, and then we'll have a reviewing stand. It will have an area where we can have bands or have events take place. We're hoping that it'll be so attractive that people might even want to come there and propose marriage.
The city is still waiting for some additional funding before starting construction.
Technology is opening up a new world of research for MSU students.
We look at the new tools when we come back.
Welcome back. You probably associate virtual reality with video games, but the MSU College of Education is exploring its use for training teachers. The department hosted a research forum today focused on using virtual reality for educational research. Faculty, students, and educators attended sessions that highlighted opportunities in simulated environments. They also explored some practical applications for virtual reality in the education sector and the healthcare industry.
What we're starting to see more and more often is this technology being leveraged for training and education purposes as well as research, and that's the most important thing we're trying to highlight here is we want to expose faculty and students to the concepts of the technology and introduce them to the ways that it could be used out in the field and out in school systems in K-12 education.
Participants also learned about available resources in the region to allow businesses and educators to get the hands-on experience.
This weekend, Mississippi State University and the Shackles Honor College will celebrate 50 years of honors education. The Honors College was founded in 1968 as the Stephen D. Lee Honors Program. It was renamed in 2006 for Judy and Bobby Shackles of Houston, Texas. The program specializes in study abroad, undergraduate research, and supplying MSU students with the best platform to reach national and international goals.
Well, the kind of advisement that the Shackles Honors College gives really prepares our students to be able to go to some of the top graduate schools in the nation.
I am at Harvard right now, and I'm studying a PhD, and I am studying literature from people in Mississippi. If it was not for the Honors College, there's no way I would have gotten the Rhodes Scholarship.
Over the past 7 years, the program has produced a Rhodes Scholar, 3 Truman Scholars, 4 Goldwater Scholars, and a Gates Cambridge Scholar.
We've got temperatures tomorrow, most likely in the 70s. There's a chance for a little bit of rain and storminess. The best chance for storms will be tomorrow evening. We'll talk about that severe weather threat after the break.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Here's our Alpha Insurance time lapse from downtown Louisville, Mississippi. Today, overcast. We had a little bit of morning rain around here. Overall, not too bad of a day, a cooler day, unlike yesterday when we were well into the 80s. I ventured out to Caledonia Elementary School, and look at this. This is the entire 5th grade. I mean, the entire 5th grade. We all got packed into the cafeteria today. Had a great discussion on tornadoes, weather safety, and actually perfect timing here because we have some severe weather coming our way, perhaps later on this weekend. Nothing happening in Caledonia right now, but we do have the clouds we just showed you there with the time lapse and some showers trying to build back in across the region. So yes, there could be a little bit of rain later this evening and tonight, and also mixed in maybe a few lightning strikes too. We don't really anticipate any strong or severe storms around here tonight, but this frontal boundary is lifting from south to north, and that will give us some rain chances later on this evening and for tonight. But the big picture shows what's happening over the next 24 to 36 hours. A big area of low pressure develops to our west, will track across our region. That line of storms right there will give rise to a severe weather potential here in our area as we go throughout the course of your Saturday evening and Saturday night. During the day Saturday, outlined in the red, Louisiana, Arkansas. Initially, this is where that bigger tornado threat's going to be. As we get into the evening and overnight, the storms will line up and then move across our area. Wind and an isolated tornado potential will still be with that line of storms right here. And also some heavy rain and lightning. It could be a pretty good light show as that system moves on through here. We're not really changing the forecast overall. Damaging wind potential is there. A few tornadoes certainly possible. Maybe some quarter-size hail too. And some very heavy rain, a quick 1 to 2 inches or more. We do not need any more rain around here, and it looks like we will definitely have rain. Not every location will see severe weather, but everybody will get the rain. Now, for a good chunk of our Saturday, look at this. A good chunk of tomorrow will not feature any storminess whatsoever. So let me time that out with Futurecast. Right now, we have that band of showers and storms trying to lift back to the north during the evening and tonight. So we may see a little bit of that over the next 12 hours or so. Tomorrow morning, maybe not too wet, but there could still be some rain initially. Don't panic. It doesn't look like the whole day is going to be a washout. Afternoon, yeah, there may be a shower storm, but the better chance for rain and storms will be during the evening right here, sometime after 7 o'clock into the overnight hours. This is midnight right here, and then that should be done by the time you wake up on Sunday. So that's a severe weather threat. Some showers may linger with some clouds on Sunday with cooler temperatures. We may only be in the 60s and 50s during the day Sunday. Tomorrow should be well into the 70s in many spots. Monday and Tuesday looking very nice after some chilly starts, down to around 40 Monday morning. And guess what? We have another potential for some storms by Wednesday and Thursday.
One Yellow Jacket decides she's not ready to put the bat away just yet. More on the signing from Starkville next in sports.
WCBI First Alert Weather School is brought to you by Emerson Animal Hospital in West Point. Your WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
Super Bulldog Weekend has arrived. One of the biggest highlights of the 3 days is the maroon and white game taking place on Saturday. Although a spring game is beneficial for fans by giving them a first look at what to expect come football season in August, it also serves as a huge benefit to the team itself. Mississippi State lost plenty of quality personnel from last season's roster. Head coach Joe Moorhead saying what he wants to see from Saturday's game is his team gaining confidence as well as developing a team identity.
It's been a scrimmage type atmosphere when I say that, from a competition level and a physicality up front and guys getting after it. And when we do team reps during the week, it's the full arsenal of defensive calls and offensive calls. So to me, a spring game, it's a little bit more vanilla from a play call standpoint. It becomes about the players and not the plays. So more than anything, I want to see, retention and application of of the scheme and kind of clean execution.
Well, with storms looming on Saturday, MSU Athletics did go ahead and make a change to the weekend slate. Here's the updated schedule for Super Bulldog weekend. The only change made was with Saturday afternoon's baseball game against Alabama. Originally, the game beginning at 3 p.m., giving fans time to go see the maroon and white game and then watch baseball later. But now fans will be forced to choose. Game 2 of the Alabama series also taking place at 1 p.m. Definitely not the most ideal, but State's best bet at ensuring game action continues. The weekend series against the Tide will finish up Sunday at 3 p.m. Ole Miss also hosting a series in Oxford this weekend against Kentucky. The series beginning tonight at 6:30 p.m. That's available to watch on the SEC Network streaming service. Kentucky enters the game against the Rebels with a 2-10 record in the SEC. Also, Ole Miss changing Saturday's game. Originally, it had a 7 p.m. start time. That game now beginning at 1 p.m. on Saturday. Yellow Jacket faithful were on hand this afternoon as they watched one of their own choose where she will continue her hoop dreams at. AMARIA Strong decided she'll continue to play ball as a Tiger at COAHOMA Community College. Strong averaged over 9 points per game and was one of the team's best rebounders. Coach KRISTIE Williams is excited to see what the future holds for Strong as she'll have a chance to showcase all of the skills that she has.
I wish AMARIA Fruity Strong the very best at the next level. I know she's going to do great things and she's going to represent not only Starkville High School, but she's going to continue to impress Coach Murphy with all of the skills that she has.
I feel more home with COAHOMA. It's like it's just another home from transitioning to Starkville to COAHOMA. I'm doing this for my Uncle Mike. And y'all going to remember 24, Fruitsy.
Well, congrats to her for continuing on. It's very exciting, I'm sure, to watch her go play at the next level. Well, if there's one thing Mississippi State baseball is known for, that's going to be producing professionals. Mitch Moreland, one of those former Bulldogs, and he had a clutch game for the Boston Red Sox Thursday evening. The Red Sox were 2 outs away from a loss to the Blue Jays. That was until Moreland kicked the game up a notch. The Red Sox came back from a 5-0 deficit, and then when the Jays pulled ahead yet again, Moreland's hit was what tied the game up. Moreland currently has 5 home runs on the season, and Boston improved to a 4-9 record. That's it for sports. The last look at your forecast is coming up after the break. Stick with us.
Some rain to our southwest right now, so that is trying to lift back to the north. We still could see some showers and thunder showers tonight, tomorrow morning. A good chunk of our Saturday, though, will not feature any rain or storms. It's really tomorrow evening and tomorrow night. That's that big severe weather potential. Of course, we'll keep you updated on social media this weekend. Go over to Facebook, Twitter, what have you, and our website, WCBI.com, and follow us tomorrow.
All right.
Get out and enjoy the day while we can.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Have a good night.